Thanks for clicking on. Hope you enjoy the video. Stay tuned. Got some exciting writing, some exciting comments. Feel free to leave a like or comment, and I will chat with y'all later. Bye. Alright, so I started filming this recap of my ride. Unfortunately, the GoPro decided to die on me. I'm going to put up on the screen, probably over here, some of the suspension settings I've dialed in for the Ibis Ripmo AF using the DVO suspension recommendations off of their factory website. So for reference, I'm 185 pounds, so you could look at the different settings I have up here. I'd say I have them about where I want it to be. Some of the harder impacts off of jumps are a little bit harsh still, so I need to play around with the compression a little bit, but the rebound feels great. Some of the high-speed compression, the chattery stuff, feels really good as well. I think I'm in on 5 rides on the Ripmo AF at this point, and out of the 10 to 15 bikes I've ridden, 6 or 7 of those being full suspension bikes, I would liken the Ripmo AF most to the Santa Cruz Hightower, which I had for a week out in Bend, Oregon. Obviously, this being an aluminum frame bike is not going to be as light as a carbon frame with a SRAM GX drivetrain, but in all honesty, it feels more playful. The geometry of the bike is fantastic. The pedaling platform is superb. Everything that's said about Ibis and the Ripmo being a billy goat of a bike couldn't be anything further from the truth. Couldn't be more true. The Ripmo climbs exceptionally well. I'm still discovering the full capabilities of the bike, and I'm sure a rider of my ability is not going to go beyond that of which can be offered by the folks over at Ibis, but it's exciting. Only comment about the Ripmo that I didn't make previously and more of a detriment to the bike. Really the only thing so far that I've noticed that I'm not a massive fan of. The crank arms, and I just looked this up, are 175 millimeters, so they're still within that regular range, a little bit on the longer end. If I continue to notice this being an issue, I may consider going down to 170 or 165, but especially coming off of berms or coming off of an off-camber turn, something of that nature, I do tend to notice that I'm getting pedal strikes in places where I really don't get it with other bikes. I was riding my bike at Andre's Bike Park in Carpentersville, Illinois, which is my local jump park, bike park, if you will, approximately an hour away from me. So living within the Chicagoland area in the Chicago suburbs, it becomes relatively problematic to track down a good riding spot that's close. So an hour away is what's considered local to me. So for all of you who are closer to your riding spots, I truly am jealous and hope to someday be in that position. But yeah, if you're ever in the Chicagoland region, out in Carpentersville, Illinois, check out Andre's Bike Park. There's a link in the description. Some really great riding for all skill levels, all sorts of progression available. There's certain things there that I'm still wary of hitting, certain things that I'm working my way towards, and just a general blast of a time. So could not recommend it more. I'm going to continue to take you along. Feel free to leave a like, a comment, I'll get back to you, or even consider subscribing, and I'll continue to be making some bike videos, throwing in some car stuff here and there, really just things that I find interesting and want to share with the YouTube community. As I know, given all the time that I spend on YouTube, I'm sure there's others who would find what I have to share interesting as well.